Yes. The Olympic break is over. We're back at NASCAR. And we're talking about Richmond. And what in the world is that? Looks like it's coming from the northeast. All right, guys, I'm in Dallas, Texas. It could just be a shooting star. Is that a Bass Pro Shops logo? What is it? What?
Joey Logano through 3 and 4 for the final time. There's the contact. He does get to him. The 11 on the inside. He gets into the wall. Dillon's going to win it at the line.
I don't even know what I just watched there, man. You guys know how much I despise this playoff format. I was rooting for Austin Dillon there in those closing laps of that race when he took the lead from Denny Hamlin with about 30 to go. I was like, go Austin Dillon. You've been 32nd in points all year. Haven't gotten a single top 5. I don't think you've even led a lap this year, but you know what? Go do it. Go blow up the playoff field, win the championship, and just end the playoff format forever. And then Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with 2 laps to go. When Austin Dillon had like a 3-second lead, by the way, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. decides to, it ended up being the lightest sensitive of the night, but he sent Ryan Preece to the Atlantic Ocean. So then, after that, we have a restart. Everyone comes in, puts on the soft tires, which we're going to talk about later. I thought that would be our main topic of the night. Apparently not. Well, Austin Dillon's your leader. He gets off pit road first. Seems easy, seems good. Just don't choke it. Just don't blow it. Just get a good restart. Run away. You got a great car for once, and just run away. Austin Dillon did not run away. Instead, Joey Logano got the better restart. Joey Logano got the lead, and it looked like he was going to win this race. Austin Dillon won in maybe the dirtiest way I have possibly seen in my 14 years of watching NASCAR. I've seen bump and runs. I've seen people spin each other out for the win. I've even seen people pinch each other into the wall or pin someone in the wall or wreck themselves in the process of trying to wreck someone else. But this, at Richmond, I don't even know. Well, I know what the objective was for Austin Dillon. It was to annihilate the 22, and then when the 11 got side by side, annihilate the 11. That was terrible. That was straight up terrible. No other way to put it. Look, if Austin Dillon won this thing straight up, that race went green, or even if that caution comes out, Austin Dillon just gets a great restart and wins the race, I'd be sitting here telling you that's Austin Dillon's most legitimate win. He had top 5 speed all weekend long. He went up there and took the lead from Denny freaking Hamlin at Richmond, a place where Hamlin has like 6 wins, 5 wins. He's the most recent winner there. JGR is incredible there. Denny Hamlin, as I said, is incredible there. If he drove up and took the lead on no wacky strategy, no wacky fuel mileage or tires, he on the same strategy just took it from him, I would say, you know what? Hats off, Austin Dillon. You just drove the greatest race of your life. That's your most impressive Cup victory to date, and that's Cup victory number 5. Good for you. You're 32nd in the points. You're probably up to like 29th now, so good for you. But that was terrible. That was straight up terrible. It was ugly. Everything Joey Logano said was accurate. Joey Logano called it chicken doo-doo. We'll keep it PG here, I guess. He called it chicken doo-doo. Said it was a terrible move. And then I thought it was hilarious that the instant Austin Dillon gets out of his car, they run over to him with his daughter, like his little baby daughter. They're like, hold her. No one will fight you. No one will punch you in the face if you're holding a child. It's true, but Joey Logano pointed it out, and I thought that was even funnier. And shockingly enough, Denny Hamlin, I thought Denny Hamlin would be a little bit more critical considering he got right reared. But Denny Hamlin said he hurt his shoulder. Denny Hamlin, I think he said he blew his shoulder out, so that makes it even worse. Austin Dillon has had a horrific year. They show up with speed for literally the first time this season. They have a shot at the win. It would have been positive headlines for Austin Dillon. And if this is a season-long format, if this is a Winston Cup format, or even if it's the old chase for the Cup format, where the top 12 drivers make it into the chase for the Sprint Cup, Austin Dillon, I don't think, pulls that off. But under this system where if you win one single race, and there's no points requirement anymore, you don't have to be the top 30 in points anymore, but if you just simply win a race and you're a full-time driver, This system where if you simply win one race, it doesn't matter if it's the Daytona 500, if it's at Talladega, Watkins Glen's in the playoffs now, but Sonoma, Richmond, it doesn't matter where you win, you're into the playoffs, no matter where you are in the points. And that means a third place doesn't matter for Austin Dillon right now. A second place doesn't matter. He might as well finish 35th if he doesn't win at this point in the season. He can't make it in on points mathematically. The only way he's going to win is wins. And his best shot was realistically Daytona. But as I said, they showed up with speed. Raw, genuine, top 5 speed. And under this format, as I said, the only way at Richmond you're going to get into the playoffs and you're 4 car lengths, as Joey Logano said, heading into turns 3 and 4, the only way you're going to guarantee yourself in the playoffs is by obliterating Joey Logano, wrecking him. Oh, Denny Hamlin's coming to the inside. By the way, to make the playoffs, to make it into this crapshoot of a system, the only other way is to wipe out the 11. Do whatever you got to do. If you hook a left on Denny Hamlin on lap 165, you're going to get a 1-race suspension. Oh, it's lap 406 out of 406 for the win to get yourselves in the playoffs? Goody! Yay! You see what I mean? And here's the thing that blows my mind even more. The people at the race, okay? Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin, look, I get it. They are not the most popular drivers. They have had their own shares of dirty wins. They've never done anything this egregious. Joey Logano admitted it in his post-race interview. I've bumped and run a few guys. I'll bump someone up the track if I have to. I would not do that, though. That is an accurate statement, no matter how much you dislike Joey Logano. Denny Hamlin has bumped some guys out of the way for the win as well, but he has never done anything that egregious. Because people dislike Denny Hamlin, they dislike Joey Logano, they see Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano get right, they're like, yeah, let's go, cool. They get up on the big screen for their interviews, boo, you guys suck, you deserved it. What? Maybe they weren't saying those exact words, but I heard boos when Joey Logano was being shown for his interview. So I don't understand it. I understand if you don't like a driver, you don't like a team, you don't like someone. I get against rooting against them, but that was absurd, man. Yeah. I don't even know where to go from here. Do I go straight to the tires? Do I just go straight to the results? I'm so mad. That was the dirtiest win I've possibly seen. Yeah, that was just really bad. That was really ugly. People might call me soft for yelling about that. People might call me soft for saying that was dirty and, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. That's my opinion. You're allowed to have a different opinion than me, but I just cannot believe that just happened. I mean, that's the kind of thing people do in video games. It's absurd. It was stupid. Logano showed his displeasure on pit road. I just saw a video where he burned out the tires in front of the 3 crew to say, like, hey, screw you, that move sucked. And NASCAR was all mad at him, like, cool. Look, Joey, you can't mess around on pit road. I'll give NASCAR that. You cannot mess around on pit road. But that was, as I said, that was absurd. That was stupid. I can't believe he just did that. That was terrible. Not a fan of that move. But we had different tires tonight. We had the soft and hard. I'm not calling them prime and option. Those are stupid names, and they're straight up soft or hard. You get them mixed up if you call them prime or option. I couldn't tell you which is which because I don't know. The red marked tires were the soft tires, and those tires gave you more than half a second speed for about 30 laps, and then it started gradually getting worse because the softer tires, they had more grip, but they wore out quicker. And we first saw an example of these tires working, which was really fun to watch, when Daniel Suarez went from 16th to 1st in the matter of 16 to 20 laps. It was madly impressive. In fact, it completely changed Daniel Suarez's race. This is the kind of thing we want to see in NASCAR. We want to see altering strategies. We want to see different tires. We want to see the tire wear or a tire that has more grip. And it completely changed Daniel Suarez's race. That entire first 70-lap stage, Suarez ran 15th to 18th. But once he got those soft tires on, oh my, he could run. And everyone else is on those hard compound yellow marked tires, and they're running decent lap times, but those red tires, they were insanely fast, and Suarez all of a sudden is in contention for this thing. And we saw McDowell do it. McDowell went from 29th to 9th in the span of that same length of time. Suarez became a contender. We saw it used in different ways throughout the night. The racing tonight was actually pretty good, other than that last lap bit of shenanigans. But the racing tonight was pretty good, honestly, even without the tire option. But the tire option added a new element. It added a new bit of strategy to a track that already sees a ton of strategy. Are you going to do a 2-stop or a 1-stop in this stage? How are you going to split this thing up? How are you going to react to other guys pitting? And this prime or soft tire and this option hard tire, whatever it was called, it was really fun to watch. The greats, it was great up until the end. We saw a crap fest, but it was really fun racing. I think they should use this at short tracks. It made it much more fun, much more exciting. Once they perfect this thing, if they could use it at every track, that would be so awesome. We see it in F1 a lot. I think IndyCar has something similar, I want to say, but using these different types of tires, the soft versus the hard, it was extremely fun to watch. Now let's get to the results of this race. Austin Dillon's your winner. Austin Dillon's in the playoffs. What if I told you back in February, back before the Daytona 500, that we would be at Richmond in August with just 3 races to go into the playoffs, and Austin Dillon is in the playoffs with a win, and Kyle Busch is more than 100 points out? Would you believe me? No. No one would believe me. No one. Even someone without the brain in their head probably wouldn't believe me. Austin Dillon has run 32nd in points all year. As I said, Austin Dillon, 3-team. They switched up the crew chiefs a few weeks ago, and respect to them through laps 1 through 4:07. They did great. They played the strategy perfectly. They had top 5 speed all year. We haven't seen that from RCR all year long, even with Kyle Busch. We finally saw it. It happened to be Austin Dillon, who's run 32nd in points all year long. Have I mentioned that Austin Dillon has been 32nd in points all year long? Anyone? But Austin Dillon was great tonight. He passed Denny Hamlin on speed. He passed Joey Logano on speed. They had raw speed. They were going to win this race on merit for the first time, maybe ever. You look at all of his wins. The fuel mileage Coca-Cola 600. 2 super speedways at Daytona. And then the Texas race where a caution fell at the right time. And you could argue, oh, those aren't real wins. But NASCAR Cup Series wins are wins, however you spin them. But this would have been 100%, no doubt, Austin Dillon's most legitimate or his most earned victory, where they had speed all weekend. Winning speed, top 5 speed. And, I mean, he won the race. I'm not going to say he didn't deserve the win. I'm not going to say he's not the winner. But that's about the dirtiest way. That's about the easiest way to taint the win. I mean, it was ugly. It was stupid. People are going to be happy because, oh, Denny Hamlin, right? Joey Logano, yeah. But I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of how he won that race at the end. Once again, congrats to them. They got a trophy. But I'm not a fan of how he won that race. Austin Dillon's your winner. This says Denny Hamlin is second. If this changed over here, then sorry, the NASCAR app could be wrong, or the NASCAR website could be wrong. They might not have shuffled it yet. But Denny Hamlin second. He has every right to be pissed off. He has every right to get back at Austin Dillon. Denny Hamlin should be the most pissed out of him and Logano. Logano got dumped, and he has a right to be pissed off. We'll talk about him later. But Denny Hamlin got right-reared. Denny Hamlin has been right-reared before by Chase Elliott in 2022. Elliott got a 1-race suspension for it. And people are going to say it's for the win. You're fighting for the win. You're fighting for a playoff spot. But no. Just no. He got right-reared. Denny Hamlin was one of the best cars all night. He led a bunch of laps. No, he didn't win the stage, but he collected the most stage points. He's fighting for the regular season championship. And frankly, he could have won this race if Austin Dillon didn't right-rear him. They did a great race, and sure, they weren't quicker than Dillon on that last stint, but they would have had a second, or I guess they did end up in second. But no, great result, but he has every right to be pissed. He has every right to go back at Austin Dillon at, maybe not Michigan, that's a little too high speed, but Darlington, if he wants to do something, it might be fair game. Third place, Tyler Reddick gave a bump to Austin Dillon after that race. I don't think it was an ex-teammate. Hey, good for you, buddy. I think that was a, hey, you just wrecked my car owner, you idiots. he might be the regular season point standing leader now. I don't know. 4th, Bubba Wallace. 5th, Ross Chastain. For both of these guys, fantastic points days. Bubba scored stage points in both stages. I think 9 total on the day. Chastain didn't get the stage points, but he got the finish. They desperately needed a good day. They are on that playoff cutoff bubble line where every point matters. The only problem is, someone below that bubble cutoff line won. So, nope. It's too late. It's over. It's not over. They still have a good shot to make the playoffs, but with Daytona coming up and all the other chaos that could happen, they can't feel good about themselves in terms of the points. Christopher Bell, 6th, had arguably the best car all night long, led over 100 laps, won stage 1. A speeding penalty ultimately killed their day. Of course, Bell's first race without Adam Stevens, and all of a sudden you're like, well, wow, they're actually doing really good without Stevens, leading all these laps, consistently being in the top 3. Then the speeding penalty killed their day. So without Stevens, as Adam Stevens said when he got hurt, that's not a concern. But speeding penalties, that's out of Adam Stevens' control. 7th place, Kyle Larson, solid day for him. Carson Hocevar, 8th, really good day for him. How about that? 9th place, Chase Elliott. 10th place, Daniel Suarez. After they put that soft tire on, that put Daniel Suarez in contention for this win. They were top 3, top 5. Track position was key. But then that last stint, they put the soft tires on again, and they were able to run up through the field. They were up to 6th, and they kind of stalled out about 6th. They were rapidly closing in on Austin Dillon, and for a bit there, it was a question, was Suarez going to catch Dillon? Ultimately, obviously, he did not. And they ran out of soft tires there at the end, so they only had the hard tires, and so they restarted, I think, 4th or 6th, and they end up 10th. 11th place, Ryan Blaney. 12th, Kyle Busch. Great day for RCR. They got the win, and they got a 12th. Kyle Busch survives. He was racing with a sprained wrist he sustained at Indianapolis. He said that if it were not for the Olympic break, he would not have raced the next race, but because of it, he was able to get it healed up. Had it wrapped up and actually had to use scissors to cut off the wrap because it was cutting circulation or something. So don't cut a wrap off your hand while you're driving a car, kids. Only professionals like Kyle Busch can do that. Byron, Barry, McDowell, Keselowski, Todd, Buescher. Qualified top 10. Great qualifying result. He's the defending winner of this race. RFK and Ford are great on short tracks. Oof, oh my. Chris Buescher might not make the playoffs this year, guys. After all that speed in May, after all the speed they had this time last year, Chris Buescher is at great risk of missing the playoffs. Chris Buescher ran poorly tonight. They scored a couple stage points in that first stage, but after that, they were nowhere to be found. I don't even know if they ran in the top 10 again. They had a bad pit stop where they didn't get the wheel tightened and they had to back it up, and that put them in the 20s. They never recovered. They never got close to recovering, but they did make up an extra spot there at the end from Joey Logano, who Joey Logano, as I said, has every right to be pissed off about what just happened. If he got bump and run, I don't think Joey Logano would say anything. I think he would say, that's hard racing for the win. I know his position. He bump and run me. I finished second. I finished third, maybe. Fair game. Cool. I've done that before. Joey Logano did not get bumped and run. He got dumped and run. He got sent, as I said, to the Atlantic Ocean. And he ends up finishing 19th. Great day. Top 5, top 3 speed all day long. And he gets obliterated. He got a great restart at the end, took the lead cleanly, took the lead fairly. He gets wiped out of a win. Would have been his second win of the year. So, yeah, he has every right to be pissed. Gregson, Briscoe, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs is getting a little close to that playoff bubble line, man. This playoff bubble, it keeps on getting tighter each and every week for everyone. Zane Smith, Austin Cindric, Ryan Preece, Ty Dillon, Justin Haley, Alex Bowman. Nowhere to be found today. Jones, Hemrick, John Hunter, Burton, Herbst, LaJoy. Parker Retzlaff made his Cup Series debut. He was supposed to make it Daytona, but NASCAR said they wanted him to do a non-super speedway oval first, so MBM decided to show up this week. Good for him. Good for Parker Retzlaff. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Lap and 3/4 to go. Couldn't go without Wreck and Preece. Darn. And then Martin Truex Jr. Technically, he's getting close to that cutoff line, but he still has an 80-point gap despite the new winner. He should be fine. And also, those JGR engines are getting concerning. Bell at Gateway, Hamlin at Sonoma, Truex here, Ty Gibbs at Pocono, and I know I'm missing a few, but yeah, that's a little concerning that these engines keep on blowing up for Joe Gibbs Racing. But let's get a look at the playoff standings, shall we? All right, I think these are the playoff standings. I think this is accurate, but we got 13 winners now. Austin Dillon freaking championship case coming to you this week. Who the hell would have thought that? Oh my God, I gotta freaking announce that, don't I? Anyways, let's go to this stupid bubble. Martin Truex Jr., you're still fine, buddy. Just hope there's not 3 new winners in the next 3 weeks. Ty Gibbs, you have gone from like plus 80 to plus 19 in like 4 races. Maybe it's more. You are no longer comfortable. You need help. You need points. A win would be great. Toyota's great at Michigan. Michigan has been a place we've seen first wins happen. So, why not? Why not get it done there? Bubba Wallace. Oh my goodness, the climb he has made in the past few weeks to go from minus, I think it was 45. It might have been 54. I might be flipping the numbers in my head. To plus 3. They have been incredible the past month. Making up points, scoring stage points, top 5 finishes, and now we're going to one of his best tracks, Michigan. Bubba Wallace might be in contention for the win next week and just completely further mess up the playoff grid. But Bubba Wallace is honestly, with how hot they are right now, they're honestly in the best position out of all of these guys. They're plus 3, which is not comfortable points-wise, but with how hot they've been, maybe, just maybe. Buescher and Chastain are, they're not going to sleep for the next few weeks unless they win. Yeah, minus 3 for both those guys. It can be made up in a single stage, but yeah, not a good points position. That is Richmond. Richmond, which is normally one of the most normal races on the schedule. We had new tires, which was extremely fun. We had a surprise winner, which usually would be fun, but he intentionally wrecked one guy, and then he right rear hooked another guy. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not changing my opinion on this. The Monday after will be tomorrow, the live stream. I'm curious to hear your thoughts when we talk live, but I'm still not going to be happy about it. You can come back in less than 24 hours. We'll talk about it. Still not happy about that ending. Let me know your thoughts below. As I said, tomorrow, the Monday after, for the first time in August. And then I have to make an Austin Dillon championship case this week. Yeah, nope, I can't. I don't know what to do.